Phaedra's ex-husband, Apollo Nida, is getting out of prison sooner than he thought. He's already been in there for 5 years. How time flies, right? For whatever unknown reason, the judge has shaved a year off his sentence. There is word, though, that Phaedra might be returning to the Real Housewives of Atlanta. I've been saying all along, I think they need Phaedra back.
By now, you've probably already heard about Phaedra's ex-husband, Apollo Nida, finally being released early from prison after being arrested way back in 2014. And if you're a loyal Real Housewives of Atlanta fan, you've probably been like the rest of us, bracing ourselves for his reality TV comeback in hopes for at least one more iconic season of the Real Housewives of Atlanta with Phaedra Parks.
This is the things you need to know.
It's Justin Diego back with another Bingeworthy video, and today, let's talk about how former Real Housewives of Atlanta star Apollo Nida had one job, and how he basically just ruined the whole Real Housewives of Atlanta season 12 with his shenanigans. Now, before we get started, I know that a lot of you guys have been waiting for me to upload another Bingeworthy video for quite some time now, and I just want to say that I'm so grateful for your patience, and for those of you who unsubscribed and YouTube still gave you a notification, sis, and you out here side-eyeing and rolling your eyes and throwing tomatoes.
Oh, okay, girl.
So come on, I know you want to go ahead and resubscribe and hit that bell button so I can just move on with this video.
Period.
So I was minding my business Thursday night, eating some tacos and sipping a cute summer cocktail when I got a Google alert from page 6 saying that Apollo Nida was arrested and he's headed back to prison. At first, I was skeptical and I was reading through the article with hella side-eye, but when I saw their source, I knew that this tea wasn't just piping hot. This tea was hella real. Yes, Phaedra Parks' ex-husband was picked up by the U.S. Marshal Service just days after he was released from prison. A representative of the U.S. Marshal Service told Page 6 on Thursday. Yeah, that part shook me. Like, I was just looking at pictures of him and his new boo and thinking about how mad Phaedra probably was sitting down in Atlanta and being like, I don't like him being on the loose in these streets and he better not call my cell phone. But dang, could we at least get our first official interview, or could we at least get an opportunity to get an alert from Instagram that Apollo was going live to spill the tea before he messed it all up? Like, I am so not over it. And when I started thinking about that thing, I was just like, am I the only one who didn't realize that the U.S. Marshal Service could actually like call into Hot Topics and spill somebody's tea? What is that about? I mean, somebody getting fired. In the statement, they said he was taken back into custody. I wouldn't say that it was an arrest because it's not a new charge. It was an order of the court to bring him back into custody. And the representative went on to say that he was in trouble for breaking a technical condition of his release. So I'm like, okay, So what is this technical condition that you speak of, sis? Show me your badge, like somebody, I need to see a badge because I feel like, was he even really a representative? Is Apollo really not out here loose on the streets? Anyways, yes, Apollo was released a few days ago, and as far as we knew, the plan was for him to live in this halfway house in Philadelphia for just a couple of months, learn from what he did, and figure out how to, exploit every loophole in his agreement so that he could be back filming for the Bravo cameras and spilling all the tea on his situation with Phaedra, which would ultimately usher her back into the Real Housewives of Atlanta fold, right? Oh, please. You weren't even thinking about those boys until I said Apollo. So fix your face, stop judging me, and don't you think about fixing your fingers to even try to come at me in these comments. Apollo had one job, and that was to save the Real Housewives of Atlanta season 12, right?
I want to see Apollo on reality TV, but this is the only way I'll accept him. Phaedra's got to be hired back for Housewives of Atlanta. Then we got to see Phaedra dating all around the place and them co-parenting the kids.
Yes, Wendy Williams is not the only one who's been fantasizing about what a reality TV comeback for Apollo could mean for the show. Fans have been speaking up, with one guy saying, between Nene being suspended, Kenya being back, Portia and Dennis drama, and Apollo being out, question mark, question mark, question mark. Next season is about to be fire, hashtag RHOA. And another viewer tweeting, this is the reason to bring Phaedra Parks back, exclamation point. 1, I want her interaction with Kandi, even though I know I shouldn't. 2, I want to see Apollo in the halfway house with his wife. And I just want to point out that that with is in all capital letters. And 3, I want to see Phaedra visit with the kids. And he made sure to add Andy on Twitter saying, this is the Real Housewives of Atlanta content we deserve. And you know, I'm not saying that I agree.
Go away from me with this.
Now look, I'm a die-hard Real Housewives of Atlanta fan as much as all of you are, and I don't mind going down that rabbit hole thinking about ways to make the show better, but I also can't ignore the facts. Yes, it seems like Bravo has definitely gone back and forth with the idea of whether or not they're willing to even speak on the long-suffering Phaedra Parks on their platform, but I noticed this tweet from the verified Bravo Twitter account, and I couldn't help but feel some type of way about it because I feel like they wanted to get in on the tea a little bit, and I feel like they always be trying to poll to see kind of what fans will react to, and then they incorporate those things into the show. See, is it just me, or does this post suggest that Bravo has some sort of interest in Phaedra and Apollo going forward, or am I tripping? Like, am I being too thirsty for the tea? Comment below and let me know if you feel like Bravo may be peeping somewhere in the bushes. I mean, I'm just saying, I don't see them, giving life updates about Kim Phils or Sheree. I am not being shady, I am just saying. Now, here's where things get a little sticky, and also where I start to feel like our Phaedra and Apollo fantasy just is starting to dry up in our face. Yes, there is a serious reason why Phaedra Parks is no longer a part of the show, and I feel like sometimes we forget. And since she's made her exit, there has been so much speculation about how her former co-stars really feel about her. I'm not talking about that politically correct BS that we've been fed. At the end of the day, Cynthia, Nene, Portia, and none of those other girls are obligated to feel any type of way about what happened between Kandi and her former bestie Phaedra. I'm not saying that it's okay what Phaedra did, but let's just be honest. It just seems like everybody is over it except Kandi, and rightfully so, but I'm not sure how much longer Bravo is going to be willing to keep this up, and I'm not sure how much longer these girls are going to be able to keep, making us think that they are standing by Kandi while they're following Phaedra on the gram, liking her pictures, and going to some events taking pictures with this girl.
That was too far. That was too much.
Now, if you guys remember a couple months ago, the streets started talking, and they were saying that Kandi was out here stopping bags. They were saying that Bravo had some sort of interest in Phaedra, and Kandi was calling down to them like, oh, you better not think about bringing her back. If you bring her back, I am done.
Was there any truth to the rumors that you was gonna leave the show if Phaedra Parks came back?
Technically, yeah. No, I did not call Bravo and tell them that. Did I say that to anybody? Yes, I did. That's kind of scary to me because, let's say, for instance, in the future when things are happening, you don't even know why it's happening.
Yeah, I remember watching this interview and being torn because y'all know I love me some Kandi. On one hand, it's yeah, Kandi, you're right, girl, and stand your ground. But it's Kandi or Phaedra? Phaedra or Kandi? Phaedra and Apollo drama or Kandi? And to be honest, I was just not willing to risk losing Mama Joyce, Bertha, and all the drama that Kandi has brought over the years for the idea that Phaedra may or may not come back to the show and be open enough and honest enough about everything that happened. Because realistically, I kind of really want Phaedra for the Apollo stuff, but I definitely also want to see her not only address Candy, but I want to see them move forward. And if we can't get that, then it's worth letting Candy do this a couple more years because Phaedra will be around, you know. It's not worth pushing Candy away before she's ready and then Phaedra come back to the show with that stupid ass Southern Belle BS that we know is not her real authentic self.
I'm praying for you though.
You pray for me?
I sure am.
You should. You took everything from me.
Did I, baby?
You should pray for me.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, that means that we should probably just get over the idea of Phaedra coming back anytime soon. Even if Bravo was hoping and lurking in the bushes and planning something messy, it's probably time for them to just call it off because even though his new boo Sharon is on Instagram pleading his case, saying that he was wrongfully accused and appealing to our hearts, it looks like he's going to be locked up again, this time until October, which was his original sentence, and there's not really much anybody can do about it. I would just love to know what is this technical condition that he violated. Comment right now if you guys know the tea or if you have any guesses or if you've gone through this before and you know how petty they are. Like, because it feels like was he set up to go right back? Like, was that always a part of the plan? I don't know. Join me in the comments because I'm definitely going to be reading through all of them and hearting my favorite ones. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please like, subscribe, and share this video. Because if you don't, and you sitting here watching videos, or if you watch this whole video being creepy, I'm gonna call the US Marshals. And you know they're gonna be knocking on your door. I'm just kidding. Thanks again so much for watching this video, guys. I cannot wait to see you on the next one.